Good morning, coffee lovers. My name is Russell Volz, and boy, have I got a treat for you today. Wow. You know, there's a big difference between slamming down coffee in the morning for a caffeine rush versus a coffee experience. Big difference. Today we're going to talk about the three very best coffee growing regions in the world, and then do a side-by-side test and tell you who those three are and who are the three worst. And we're going to go through about 10, I might even hit an 11th coffee from special regions. Believe it or not, 98 to 99% of the coffee roasting companies in the world never taste test the beans that they buy and sell to you. That's crazy. I mean, I know, we don't do that. And why are we so particular about lining up a dozen to 2 dozen different coffees, all from the same region, taste testing them, and picking one bean that's just the perfect bean for you? Why would we go to all that trouble? Well, as it turns out, in your typical coffee bean, there's about 1,000 different molecules. Guess what? Each one of those molecules has a different flavor, has a different texture, has a different complexity. So it's extremely important. And if there's 1,000 different ones, each bean from each region is going to be a little bit different. They'll go through and they'll pick only those beans that are ripe that week, that day. And they'll pick them, they'll put them in a bag, and they stamp them with a lot number. And that lot number has to do with what acre of land and what day they picked them. Then they'll come through a week later and only pick what's ripe, just like they did last week. Different lot number. Come through week number 3, different lot number. Here's the weird thing is, you can have the same bush, and from week to week to week, the flavor is totally different. That is pretty cool. That's why what we do here is we basically pick out, when I find a coffee that I really like, it has to all be from the same lot number. I mean, because the taste is going to be so different. Even though it's one kind of coffee, it doesn't matter where it's from or, what the co-op is. What's important is, what's that lot number? I want to make sure that's the same. Now, let's for a second talk about blends versus single source. Everything we're going to be taste testing today is a single source. That means all those beans that we're tasting were picked on the same day with the same lot number for that particular cup of coffee. Then we may go to a different country or a different region or even a different continent, but we're taste testing a specific lot number. That's single source as opposed to blending. Now let's talk about the continents where coffee is grown. You have Africa, which is typically very bold, in-your-face coffee. Asia, also bold, but kind of earthy, robusty, very low acidity. Kind of nice. South America, low acidity again. Smooth, nutty, fruity, and a little bit sweet. Central America, low acidity, smooth, chocolate, one of my faves, right? And complex. That by complex, I mean the flavors are balanced, because you can get a coffee that has one flavor that runs from the beginning, mid, and the follow through, the end of that tasting, the same flavor. That's a very simple one-dimensional coffee. A complex may be three-dimensional, so you may have 3 different flavors, front, middle, and back end, 3 different flavors. And if they're well balanced, man, nothing beats it. Like this coffee here, which I'll talk about eventually. By the way, when we get all done with this video, we're going to do a series of short videos, very short, on each country that we're taste testing and just giving you some feedback on those tastes. They're going to be probably 2-3 minutes long, very short. And then we're going to come back with a last video at the end of this article, blog post that we're putting, and we're going to talk about the top 3 and the bottom 3. So today, all the samples that we're going to be taste testing for you, they're all medium roast, and they're fresh. That means within the last 2 weeks. We used a 200 milligram bag of roasted coffee, and we brought that down to make a 16-ounce mug of coffee, 20 grams. Actually, this is 14 ounce. So 14 ounce mug of coffee, we used 20 grams of medium ground coffee. And we got all of our coffee from Inter-American. Inter-American is a wholesaler in the United States. They're big, and we very much enjoy working with them. So lastly, let's jump into the quick videos for each of the countries. Watch those. I think you'll get a kick out of them, see the different kinds of flavors, and then we're gonna finish up with a video talking about the top 3 and the bottom 3. Have a great day.